Okay, here we are, the end of the week. Welcome to Friday. Oh, wait. What are we calling it again?
Drive Time Unscripted.
Drive Time Unscripted. If you've had a week as long as we have, we're tuning in. We're going to have some fun with this, aren't we, Pastor Rod?
If your week was as long as ours, you'd even forget what the title of the show was.
That's why we have everything written out in front of us.
That's why it's so unscripted that we don't even know what the name of the show is.
And if you haven't caught yet, we've kind of got some random facts. I think we've got some dad jokes we're going to look at today, and we're going to experience this all together for the first time. Very unscripted. We've already decided. So let's start with some dad jokes. Are we ready? We'll kind of work these in.
No, we're not starting with dad jokes. We're ending with dad jokes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, kind of jumping the gun a little bit here.
We're going to have a lot of fun. Just to explain how this works, this is new for us, too. You know, the American Heart, Lung, and Brain Association, or something like that, has determined that learning new facts actually keeps us from, getting any dumber than we already are.
I'm good with learning new things.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun. We have a bunch of random information here, and we're going to all learn it at the same time. We haven't looked ahead or anything. So this is going to be fun. Pastor Rodney, what have you got over there? What are we going to learn about?
I have a quick fact today that did you know that 11% of people are left-handed?
Wow, I had no idea.
I'm not left-handed, so I'm not part of that lucky 11%.
No. They're probably smarter than the rest of us, too.
They probably are. How about this one? Did you know that unless food is mixed with saliva, you can't taste it?
Wow, I don't even know what to say. What else you got?
Did you know that the average person falls asleep in 7 minutes?
Well, it depends upon what's on or who you're listening to. I've been known to fall asleep like way faster with my eyes open.
Pretty much. That's where I'm at.
That's when
I'm
you
usually
learn
like 2 minutes and I'm out.
Yeah. Well, it kind of depends upon. There's some people where I can fall asleep standing up with my eyes open and continually saying,
Well, anyways, let's continue on. Did you know that a bear has 42 teeth?
Oh, okay. I suppose. Do you have to what did they do? Count the puncture wounds?
I want to know who the person was that walked up to a bear, opened its mouth, and started counting
teeth. I'm sure it appreciated that.
How about this? Did you know that rabbits like licorice?
I had no idea.
I've never owned a rabbit, so I guess I wouldn't know that they like licorice. But maybe you're out there and you say, oh, I feed my rabbit licorice every meal.
I wouldn't know.
Did you know that a lobster's blood is colorless, but when exposed to oxygen, it turns blue?
I had no idea, but I know when added with butter, it's absolutely delicious.
It is. But you got to clarify it, though, right?
Clarify. Well, I'm going to clarify a few things. Get this. Holy guacamole, how the Haas avocado conquered the world. Looking for a sign of the apocalypse? Consider this global obsession with guacamole and avocado toast. Avocado prices have gone out of control. Recently, 3 men were busted for selling more than $300,000 worth of Haas avocados. I got one of these trees in my backyard.
Yeah, so do I.
I guess I need to sleep underneath it with the shotgun or something. I didn't know that it was such a high theft item. I know it's good for you.
I'll tell you this. I like avocados so much that I actually planted one of those Haas avocado trees in my backyard.
Yeah. No, that's great.
But I didn't know they were that high theft of items.
No, the buttery fruit, the theft of it is at an all-time high. On average, the Americans on average consume 7 pounds of avocados per person each year. That's an up 1 pound since 1989. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I guess we really like our avocados.
I guess so.
Well, I tell you this, not only do people like avocados, but I have an aunt who had a dog and she noticed that the dog was gaining some weight. And she
had an ant, like a mound of ants,
yes.
Or an ant infestation.
Right. She lived in California, and she noticed
have a lot of ants in California.
Was gaining weight.
An aunt. I was wondering where you're going with that. An ant. What's an ant?
The proper way to pronounce it is ant. If you're from way up north, it's aunt.
How do you pronounce Gaunt?
Gaunt.
Jaunt. You don't say jant. Who says that?
Let's get back onto topic. I was trying to tell you a story because my aunt had a dog, and she noticed that the dog was gaining some weight. Realized the dog was eating all the avocados off the tree.
Well, that would certainly do it. The California avocado is a Native American plant with a long distinguished history. And did you know that all Hass avocados grown in the United States go back to the mother tree in La Habra Heights, California?
I did not know that.
No, that's
pretty
a
cool.
totally useless piece of information. I guess the whole avocado thing got started way back when. You should probably say something now. I haven't read ahead enough to say anything.
You know, I'll be honest. I like avocados. I like them a lot of different ways. And one of my favorite ways is on toast, like you had mentioned there from that article. I like it on toast. And believe it or not, I like to fry an egg, put it on top of that avocado toast, put some peppers on top and some salt and pepper. It's good stuff.
Oh, wow. There you go. That sounds amazing. Did you know the California Avocado Society has their own yearbook?
No.
Oh, wait, cue the cricket chirps.
Let me interject something interesting about hurricanes.
Oh, please do. I think this avocado thing's like heading downhill fast.
Well, living here in Southwest Florida, we do experience hurricanes. And have you ever lived through one?
I have. I've been through one hurricane, nothing serious. It was further north in Virginia Beach. I got the day off out of the deal, and that's pretty much all that happened.
Okay, I've only been through one as I live down here in Southwest Florida, and that was Hurricane Irma just a handful of years ago, and it was quite an experience. But a couple things about hurricanes that I have here. Did you know a single hurricane stirs up millions of miles of air and can dump more than 2.4 trillion gallons of rain in a day? Did you know that hurricane generated waves frequently toss tons of fish onto the beaches?
How would you like to be that fish? Just, going along, minding your own business. Next thing you know, you're, washed up on the beach.
And those fish that were tossed on the beaches, the eyes of many of them had popped out because of sudden changes in pressure. Poor guys.
What a way to go.
And how about this? Hurricanes produce enough energy in one day to run the lights of Las Vegas for several years. All right, think about this. I have a trivia question for you.
Oh boy.
Who was the first person?
The answer is C.
Who was the first person known to report of a hurricane? The first person to report on a hurricane. I am not talking about news reporting. I am talking about who gave a written report or a word on a hurricane. I'll give you a hint. Do you want a hint?
Yep.
The year is 1495.
Christopher Columbus.
Yes, you got it. Christopher Columbus was the first known to report of a hurricane, and that was in 1495. That's kind of cool. How about this? In 1900, a hurricane in Galveston, Texas, killed more than 8,000 people, making it the deadliest weather emergency in U.S. history.
That's awful.
That is awful. How about this? I did not know this, but this is really cool. Hurricanes in the southern hemisphere spin in a clockwise direction, but hurricanes in the northern hemisphere, they spin counterclockwise. That's kind of cool. All right, how about this? The right side of a hurricane in the northern hemisphere is often stronger in terms of winds, tornadoes, and the storm surge.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it has to do with the way it spins.
It has to do with the way it spins. Yep. Okay, how about this? 5 of the 10 most costly hurricanes in the U.S. have occurred since what year? What year do you think that is? 5 of the 10 most costly hurricanes in the U.S. have occurred since when? Any idea?
Oh, man. So what am I trying to do? Like figure out what... I didn't know this was going to be like me. I feel like I'm being interrogated.
He's being interrogated. Well, I have the information sheet, so I get to ask the questions. 5 of the 10 most costly hurricanes in the U.S. have occurred since 1990. So in our relative recent history, the most costly hurricanes have occurred. And hurricanes have killed approximately 1.9 million people worldwide over the past 200 years.
That's awful.
That's crazy. Most of the deadliest hurricanes have occurred in southeastern Asia and India due to the flooding and low-lying, densely populated areas. I didn't know that. At all. And think about this. A hurricane makes landfall when its center, not its edge, crosses the coastline. So as a hurricane is coming in, we're watching it on the radars. A hurricane officially makes landfall when its center not its edge, crosses the coastline.
Wow.
That's kind of cool. All right, how high do you think a hurricane can reach into the sky?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Here we go.
100,000 feet.
Nope. That's a little high. That's actually a lot high, I guess. 40 to 50,000 feet into the sky.
Wow, that's still pretty high. That's higher than most commercial airliners.
That is. And then there's people that actually fly airplanes into the center of hurricanes to track its progress and its intensity.
See, how does someone get that job?
Maybe they
like
sprung
the first
it on
one
them.
they did it.
They didn't know like what they signed up for, and like, hey, where are we going to fly to today?
Oh, just take off. I'll kind of get you in the general direction once we get up there.
How about this? Hurricane Andrew hit in 1992. It ripped an 80-foot steel beam weighing several tons off of a building and flung it more than a block away.
That's crazy.
That is powerful. How about this one? The largest hurricane can be the size of the state of Montana. The largest hurricane can be the size of the state of Montana. Now, I remember when Hurricane Irma was coming into Florida, watching the radar, seeing that pretty much covered all of Florida at some points. But that's pretty crazy. 600 miles wide.
That needs like its own time zone.
All right, I'm just looking at our sheet here, see what other really cool information. Hey, did you know that there are several differences between hurricanes and tornadoes? Obviously, the greatest difference is...
we're going to talk about tornadoes. Okay.
So obviously, the big difference between hurricanes and tornadoes is its size. That's one of the big differences. Hurricanes can last several days, but tornadoes typically last only a couple minutes. How about this? Hurricanes are on average about 2,000 times bigger across than tornadoes. 2,000 times bigger across. As an analogy, if a tornado were as wide as a hamburger... I like hamburgers. Did you know, going back to avocados, one of my most favorite thing to have avocados on is a hamburger?
Now, that's a good use of an avocado right there.
I think we're getting off topic.
No, that's okay. That's what this is all about. That's half the fun.
If a tornado were as wide as a hamburger, a hurricane would be the length of an entire football stadium.
Wow.
Kind of gives you a picture of the size difference. Hurricanes, differences here. Hurricanes can spawn tornadoes. For example, Hurricane Andrew, which hit in 1992, spawned 62 tornadoes.
That's crazy.
From the one hurricane, 62 tornadoes came from it. And Hurricane Beulah in 1967 created a whopping... How many tornadoes do you think came off of Hurricane Beulah in 1967?
103.
141.
Whoa.
And tornadoes can occur days after a hurricane's landfall. That's pretty cool. And according to this article here, hurricanes can never, or they typically never combine to form one stronger storm.
Henceforth, the overused terminology, the perfect storm.
Yes.
How people like to describe something like heading south or ending up worse than like a bad dumpster fire like 2020. Yep. And they like to say, well, that's a perfect storm if we hear that one more time.
Okay, there's three main names for a hurricane. Obviously, I'll give you the first one. The first one would be hurricane. What do you think the other two names of them are?
Oh, okay. Hold on. A typhoon.
Yep.
And hold on. Wait for it. I don't know.
A cyclone.
A cyclone.
Cyclone. So hurricane, typhoon, and cyclones are all referring to the same thing, except it has to do with their area. Tropical cyclones that occur in the Atlantic Ocean or Eastern Pacific Oceans are called hurricanes. In the Western Pacific Ocean, they're called typhoons. And in the Indian Ocean and the Bay of Bengal, did I pronounce that right? Bengal?
Well, if we get some nasty phone calls from the Day of Bengal from your aunt, we'll know exactly that we were saying it all wrong.
These tropical cyclones are called cyclones. And there's one more name for hurricanes, and it comes from Australia. Can you take a guess what they named it?
Oh, no clue.
Take a guess. You'll never guess it. They call them Willy Willies.
Oh, I call it Willy Willies. There we go. You know you're having a bad day. Oh, we can't go out fishing. Got a Willy Willy coming in.
Oh. Okay, so you know how every hurricane or every tropical storm has a name, right?
Yes.
Okay, hurricane names are chosen from a list selected by the World Meteorological.
We're going to get nasty phone calls from ants that live in the Bay of Bengal that are meteorological.
I can't even say it. From the WMO.
The WMO.
There are 6 separate lists for Atlantic hurricanes, with one list used each year. Each list is repeated every 7th year. That's kind of cool, but they can retire names of hurricanes that have caused a great deal of damage. Interesting.
Like retiring a jersey.
I guess so. All right. What else interesting do we have here on our? Okay, the costliest hurricane worldwide is widely believed to be what hurricane with an overall damage estimate over 100 billion. You know it.
No.
You do.
Is it Andrew?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. It happened in Louisiana.
Oh, Katrina.
Katrina, the costliest hurricane worldwide, is widely believed to be Hurricane Katrina, an overall damage estimate over $100 billion. Hurricanes spin around a low-pressure center called the eye. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Of course, we know that water temperature comes into play with hurricanes being formed. What else is really cool here? Kind of skimming over this.
Good, because I don't have anything more over avocados here.
Hey, did you know earthquakes outnumber hurricanes?
No.
I didn't know that, but I guess if you pull up the weather news and you turn on that layer of the map, you could see all the earthquakes and where they are. There's a lot of earthquakes happening every day. How about this one? This is kind of an interesting fact. It's a common misconception that opening all the windows in a house during a hurricane will equalize the pressure in the house so the windows won't explode. But experts argue, however, that opening the windows will only weaken the house by allowing more wind, rain, and debris to fly in, which I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's why down here they have like impact glass, and they definitely don't tell you to go open all your impact windows to like help for the hurricane.
I'll be honest with you. I think the last thing I would think about when a hurricane was coming in is to go open all my windows in my house.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty dumb idea.
And my front door and my back door.
Yep.
I don't think I would do that. Opening my garage door.
All right, dad jokes. You're probably wondering what those are. Well, I'll demonstrate. What did the drummer call his twin daughters?
Oh.
Anna 1, Anna 2.
Wah,
wah, wah.
Wait. A dad joke is basically a joke that if you laugh at it, does that make you a dad?
Yeah, pretty much when you get old enough, especially my being over the age of 40, both of my children have somehow assumed that I am now older than their grandparents. All the gray hair doesn't help.
So should we try to tell these jokes without laughing?
Oh, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think if you laugh at a dad joke, it's like so like lame that's why you're laughing. Okay, how about this one? On Thanksgiving, why did the turkey cross the table?
Oh, was it to get to the other side?
Yeah, you're reading it.
Oh, this is great.
You know you've had a rough week if you're laughing at dad jokes. How about this one? What does the highlighter say when it answers the phone?
I don't know.
Get ready for this. Yellow.
Oh, does anybody need an arc? I know a guy.
Want to hear a joke about construction?
No.
I'm still working on it.
Oh. Whenever the cashier at the grocery store asks my dad if he would like the milk in a bag, he replies, no, just leave it in the carton.
The rotation of Earth really makes my day.
Oh, I just got it. Oh my goodness.
I think we need like a cricket sound effect. I thought about going on an all almond diet, but that is just nuts.
Oh, that's awful. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Seriously? Yeah. Somebody actually tells that joke?
Someone did. If you say gullible really fast, it sounds like orange.
Gullible. No, it doesn't. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show. We hope you have a good weekend, and catch us next week at the same time.
Yeah, and hopefully you're already looking forward to next Friday. I know I am, where I can learn more absolutely useless information. I hope if I make it onto Jeopardy in the final round one day, I can use some of it.
Have a good weekend.